Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And sorry in hindsight if my teeth are a little blue, but I've been drinking some McDonald's blue raspberry thing. Let's just pretend there's a genie in here, because I just got back from seeing Aladdin 2019. Now, one thing before I actually do start doing my review of Aladdin 2019 is that I know, kill me, I know, sue me, something. I'm a huge freaking Disney fan, right? I go to Disney World all the time. I know all the Disney things. I'm a huge Disney nerd, right? However, I have not seen the original Aladdin. I know, I'm sorry. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. And now, so what I'm going to do, since I haven't seen it, and I want to, don't worry, I feel like an a-hole, but I want to really, really badly. But for this review, what I've been seeing and hearing of a lot of people is comparing this part in this movie to the original, or comparing the genie to Will Smith genie to Robin Williams genie, or the songs in this movie compared to the songs in the original, or the plot. So what I'm going to do, since of course I haven't seen the original Aladdin, is not compare this movie to the other one. Now, even if I had seen the original Aladdin, I still wouldn't do that. Just like, you know how when Heath Ledger passed away and everyone said, oh my god, every other Joker is gonna suck? And to some people, that's true. To me, I really love Jared Leto. I think he deserved more screen time, and Joaquin Phoenix looks freaking phenomenal. But, again, some people can't get over the fact that the legend can get, another legend. It just has to be him. So, for people who say, oh, Robin Williams is the definitive genie, that may be true. I haven't seen it, but even if I did, I'm not going to say that. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to keep you a little promise here, is I'm going to just review Aladdin 2019 for what it is, Aladdin 2019. I'm not going to go comparing it. So with that being said, let's get into the review. First of all, what I really, really enjoyed about this movie is the plot. Now, again, I haven't seen the original Aladdin, so I can't say if the plot is completely the same or if they changed it a little bit, kind of like a Harry Potter book to a movie or Lord of the Rings book to a movie. However, going into this, I kind of knew what to expect. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen Aladdin, but I mean, the original, but I know, I know what it's about. I'm not that stupid. So going into this movie, I knew what was going to happen, but there's some things which, again, I can't really spoil because there are spoilers in this movie. Surprise, even if you had seen the original Aladdin, there are spoilers. I suppose, I guess, that's why I'm not saying anything. There are some changes, I'm pretty sure, and they're pretty cool. So the plot, yeah, we all know what the plot is, really. We have this street rat Aladdin, as he was called in the movie, and he basically wants to get with, be with the Princess Jasmine, right? But there's some ulterior motives going on there, and some really cool plot twists and plot interventions that happen with it, which is really cool. And then, of course, you have Jafar, who's the evil bad guy with the cool staff. You have all the other supporting cast. You have Abu the monkey. You have Raja, the tiger, Jasmine's tiger, and of course you have the genie, played by Will Smith in this movie. Now, as far as the plot goes, again, we all know what happens. That's literally the plot. Aladdin tries to get with Jasmine, tries to be with her, and Aladdin comes in, the genie comes into play. Jafar's the bad guy. It's pretty much it, right? I mean, we know how the story goes. But the story takes a few twists and turns that you wouldn't expect, and it does a really nice job. So yeah, it's familiar, but it does a really good job of keeping itself, fresh and motivated in 2019, where you're not going to go, oh, I've seen this before, this is stupid and boring, You really do care, and there are a lot of moments in this movie, specifically with the dance sequences. Let me talk about that now. The dance sequences are amazing. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, right? I'm that kind of guy. I'm that kind of dude. I don't like dancing and singing and all that fluff. But if you get that reference, leave a comment below. But essentially, I'm a sucker for Disney movies when it comes to dancing and singing, right? Because that's kind of what Disney is in a way. And, whenever they have that in a Disney movie, I never feel this is girly or this is stupid or this is kiddie. Now, while I do think Frozen is a girly movie, I will admit that the songs in that film are really well written and good. Even if I'm tired of hearing Let It Go over 18 effing million times on the radio, it's still a well-made song, even though it's annoying to hear now. So Disney makes really good songs, and they have really good choreography in their animated films and in their live-action films. Every single song in this movie, whether it be new or whether it be from the original, they do it in such a way that it feels new, even if it is an old song. And the dance sequences are freaking phenomenal, man. They are amazing. The choreography is great. Guy Ritchie, the director, did such an amazing job with this film. I mean, just from the dance sequences alone, they're so well filmed, and they have so much energy in them. It's just great. It's kinetic. You know, when you're sitting there for this film, I was tapping my feet. You know, it's like, this is a good beat. You know what I mean? So they do have that in there, and I really do enjoy that. But now that, again, so for the song category and the dancing and the choreography, I'm gonna have to give that an A+. I mean, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. The plot was also good. Again, it's gonna be old but familiar. Now let's go into, I guess we get into the acting and the characters. Now, Disney's really good with creating characters from either comics, like with Marvel, or animation, like Star Wars, or animation, like the old Disney films, and they do it in such a, I don't know the word. They do it in a really good way, you know what I mean? Like, when you look at Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, you go, oh, that's Iron Man, that's a great pick. Or, you know, Wade Wilson, Deadpool, even though that's Fox, it's Disney now. You know, you go, wow, he's a great Deadpool. And even so with this movie especially, when you look at Aladdin, you go, oh, that looks just like the Aladdin from the movie. Or Princess Jasmine. Or Jafar. Jafar's a little bit different, but, you know, no complaints really. You know, they do a really good job of casting these characters, and the actors are great, and the actresses, everyone does a great job. I don't think there was a single actor and actress in this film that I really hated, or that I didn't really enjoy. Now, that being said, we need to talk about the genie. Oh boy. The freaking genie. Now again, a lot of people have expectations about this, right? So many people love Robin Williams as a genie. He basically changed how we look at animated comedies by his performance. And I didn't even see the movie, and I can freaking tell you that. But let's just forget about Robin Williams for a minute. That may be hard for some of you, but let's just forget about that and treat Will Smith as if he is the only genie, right? Because technically he is, because this is a live-action movie and it's a reboot, it's a rehash, it's a modern telling of a classic animated film for all ages, right? So, he does a great job. I'm going to tell you that right now. He has such good kinetic energy flowing across the screen, doing these jokes, you know, flopping and flipping everywhere and doing all these cool little tricks. The CGI for him is not flawless. It is a little flawed, especially in his face. The first trailer for Aladdin was pretty much dog poop, but after that it got a little better, but it doesn't get any worse. I'd say it's just as good as when we saw him in the trailer. Again, it's not perfect, you know, especially his face. Sometimes it looks fine, but sometimes you're like, oh my god, you know, get that thing out of here. Other than that, you know, I think that Will Smith did a really good job as being Genie. He played a great human character. Again, no spoilers. He also played a really cool Genie character. Again, great energy. He was really cool as the Blue Genie. And I have to say I enjoyed him. Again, not as much as Robin Williams. I can't say that because I didn't see it, and I'm not comparing it to that movie. So, as it stands, I love Genie in this movie. He's awesome. The actors are all awesome. Now, let's see. Let's talk about the action scenes. This movie has some action scenes. I really wasn't expecting that from Aladdin. But, you know, it's not like a full-on brawl. But there's a few punches thrown, and there's some parkour. Now, I don't know if Aladdin was a parkourist in the original. I don't think. I mean, that's just me guessing. I don't think. I haven't seen it. Tell me in the comments below if he did do parkour in the original. But, I mean, really, I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is like Aladdin Assassin's Creed. I mean, I can just picture Altair, or friggin' Edward Kenway, or, I don't know, Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. I can just imagine them plotting and jumping around, you know, acting all crazy. Because when you think about it, I mean, Assassin's Creed 1 kind of has the same aesthetic as the Kingdom in Aladdin. You know, it's got the same kind of building structure. So it was really funny. I'm like, oh, you know, Aladdin's just being in a new Assassin's Creed, basically. But, yeah, the action scenes were really cool. They were really well filmed. There's a specifically really cool scene where Aladdin and Princess Jasmine are running from these guards. And, again, Guy Ritchie, he did a really good job with filming these scenes. Again, with the music, but also with the action scenes. It's kind of like Kingsman, or Lord of the Rings, or even like stuff like the Lego Ninjago movie. I mean, even animated films, you know, they have these specific scenes, whether it be action or drama or whatever, where it's one cohesive scene. I freaking love those, where it's like remember in the church scene from Kingsman, The Secret Service, or the taxi scene from Kingsman, The Golden Circle, where it's one continuous shot? That's what I freaking love, and that's what Aladdin did. And when they do that during these action scenes, when they're jumping around and parkouring, it looks really cool. So again, the action gets a great grade. Now, let's tackle the negatives. So, there aren't that many negatives in this movie. Again, I would have to say that the genie's face is a little wonky at times. And that brings me to the CGI. This is the issue I have with Disney CGI. There are so many Disney movies out there right now, right? You have the original Disney films, you have the Marvel movies, you have Star Wars, you have the animated Disney movies, possibly new Indiana Jones. I don't know what they're doing with that. But Disney is literally stretched thin with CGI. Now, I mean, they can afford it. I mean, they're rich as hell. But when you look into it, it's like, okay, Endgame, right? Avengers Endgame. That's a Disney film. And it looks phenomenal, right? And then you look at something like The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was a great movie. I didn't sadly get to review it on my channel. I may do that one day. But that movie was completely shot in a warehouse. And you couldn't tell that. I mean, you when you're watching Jungle Book, whatever your views on that movie, you have to admit the CGI looks friggin' good. There's no way I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, that's in a warehouse. It looks like crap. It looks really, really good. And this movie does look good in times. There's an ice, like a Antarctica scene, and there's a desert scene, and the city looks good. But some shots with Genie, and, when he's floating around her face, and sometimes the tiger, definitely the tiger, Raja, Princess Jasmine's tiger, looks like dog poop. It's insanely how bad that was. Now, again, the movie Life of Pi, I haven't seen that movie, but that movie has a tiger, or a lion, whatever it is, and it looks so good in that movie. This one does not. You know what I mean? So, again, it's a Disney movie, so it does look good. It's not like it's, complete crap. But at the same time, because Disney's working on so many films, they can't all be flawless. They can't all be winners in terms of CGI. So, yeah, the genie looks a little weird. The tiger looks pretty much like poop. There's a few shots of the city which were a little weird. There's one scene that I noticed where, in the beginning, when Aladdin and Jasmine were making their escape and they're singing, Aladdin walks like he kind of like the Flash or Quicksilver or Sonic the freaking Hedgehog, gotta go fast. He'll kind of go like that. He'll walk really quick, and then he'll be back to normal. So I don't know if that was Guy Ritchie's style of filming, because Guy Ritchie does have a really different style of filming. Not bad, just different. So I don't really know. Was it the director doing that to be like his version? Because he's done that before, where they speed things up. That's kind of his animation thing, or the way he films live action is like you know what I mean. Or was it just poor CGI? I can't really tell. So I'm still going to cough that up as a negative, just because, again, there are some other CGI moments that are pretty bad, except for that fast walk scene. And you'll notice it when you see it if you look at Aladdin, and that scene where I'm telling you where they're escaping guards and a little bit in the middle of the first act, you will definitely notice it. So, again, I don't know if that's Guy Ritchie or if that's just the freaking bad CGI. I don't know. But, again, yeah, CGI, it's a negative, but it's not terrible. It's just not the best. As far as the plot, again, great. I mean, maybe I think there's some editing that's a little wonky. Like, sometimes it'll cut really abruptly from scene. Like, there's a scene where they're talking, Jasmine and Aladdin, and boom, it just cuts to Jafar, the bad guy. Just really quickly, no warning. So some of the scenes don't flow, but other than that, it's not. Again, that's not terrible editing. It's not terrible CGI either. It's just okay, and sometimes it can get a little weird. I'd have to say that the worst part is that some parts of it are kind of cheesy or kind of corny. And that's not to say the script is terrible. The script is really well written, except that there's a few instances, again, I'm not going to say much because of spoilers, but there's a few lines where I was like, ugh. Or I was like, that was kind of weird, or that was kind of cheesy. Now, the humor in this movie, the humor's fine. The comedy's great. It works for all ages. It's great comedy. I don't have an issue with that. But some of the lines, outside of the comedic moments, were a little bit strange. But other than that, I mean, there's one scene, this is not a spoiler, alright? So don't kill me. It's in the trailer. Jafar gets really pissed, right? He starts screaming. But when he screams, you hear like a tiger roar or something, or like thunder, and it's the most stupid thing ever. I literally was like, wow. I was like, wow, that's really bad. So yeah, there's a few cheesy, corny moments in there. But again, all of these complaints, right, the cheesy, corny moments, the CGI, the editing, they're bad in very few instances, but other than that, they're pretty much flawless. So, for Aladdin, I really did enjoy it. This is a movie that I don't think deserves a 50 on Rotten Tomatoes. As you guys know, I don't trust anyone's opinion but my own. I will listen to others, but I will not take their word for it until I've seen it. And I've seen Aladdin 2019, and let me tell you, they're wrong, okay? Maybe there's some things I missed, I don't know. I had a great time with this movie. I thought it was really fun, really funny, really action-packed, had great dance sequences, great choreography. Again, the CGI was a little weird at times, and the editing was a little weird at times, and the corniness was a little abrupt at times. But other than that, it never got in the way of, for being a bad movie. I'm not going to go, oh, it's not the genie, F. You know what I mean? And there are people who will do that. So for those people who will, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you you're stupid because that's not my place, but I will tell you to kind of get past that, Just like when we see Joaquin Phoenix and Joker this October. No, like, you should not go, oh, it's not Heath Ledger, terrible. You know what I mean? If he is terrible because he's terrible, he's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So for those people who are doing that, I don't really get what you're saying. I can't agree with you on that. But as far as Aladdin 2019 as a standalone movie, when I'm just pure and simple looking at that, it's freaking awesome. It's really, really fun. Again, it's a great movie. It's, I think, my favorite live action, or animated, made into live action Disney film I've seen. And I love Dumbo. I love Jungle Book. I like Tomorrowland. That really wasn't an animated one, but were there any more? I can't think of any more. Maybe there's some more. Alice in Wonderland, I never saw those. I want to, though. Lion King looks good as heck, too. I mean, I can't wait to see Lion King. But yeah, so again, Aladdin, it's kind of hard. I'm borderline A-, B+. I'm going to have to give Aladdin A-. I really do. Basically, for every big negative, I take a little chunk down in my grade. But because the CGI and the corniness and, all of that, it's kind of, it's not super prevalent, It's not like, oh, it's a D, So I'll give it an A-. I really did enjoy Aladdin. It was a great movie throughout. I had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully I can see it again. If not, I'll get it on Blu-ray and I will unbox it for you guys. But yeah, I mean, I freaking loved it, man. It was great. I do really want to see the original Aladdin, and maybe one day I'll make a video reviewing that one, and then I can kind of make another video after that and kind of compare the two. But as it stands right now, when you're looking just at Aladdin 2019, I think it's a blast. It's really friggin' good. And if you're a Disney fan, if you really love the original Aladdin, get out of that mindset that it's the best one yet, because this one might change your mind. I'm not sure. I didn't see the original, so I can't talk on that, but, when you watch something like this, you have to come in with a clean head, a clean slate, So, with that being said, I really loved Aladdin. Again, A-. Tell me in the comment section below what you thought about Aladdin, and which one did you like better, Aladdin 2019 or Aladdin, I think, 1992, I think? I don't really know when it came out. I'm going to say 1992. I might be wrong. But yeah, so again, I loved it, man. It was so good. I can't wait. Disney's killing it with their live-action movies. There are some people who claim that they shouldn't be making live-action movies. They should just stick to animation because it's kind of lazy. And while I will admit that it's a little lazy because it's no new material, this movie and Dumbo and Jungle Book, they all have enough new material where it's not like you're just watching a rehash, So I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, guys, I really did love it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new. And again, like the video and tell me below what you thought about 2019 Aladdin. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.